Hello everyone, this is Bao from A7 Club. Welcome to the A7 Club Lens Review Show. I believe that in the process of playing photography, you must have seen the following pictures showing blurred background and have donut effect. I was curious at that time why this blur is different with the regular lens. Later I got to know this is the effect by using reflex lens. This show we would like to introduce another famous player, Kase. This is the first product they joined into domestic camera lens competition. Here is Kase new launch, full frame 200mm F5.6 manual reflex lens. First, appearance introduction. Its body is made of aluminum alloy, using metal mount. Touching feeling is good as the premium brand lens. Its weight is about 424 grams. Aperture is fixed, so there is only one focus ring in the lens. Focus ring runs smoothly, you will feel steady when it rotates. But for telephoto lens, it will be more accurately to grasp the focal point. From the front of lens, you could see the inner structure of lens. Filter diameter is 67mm. According to optical data, the lens uses nano-high reflective medium film coating and multi-layer anti-reflective film technology to enhance the quality of image. That's almost in the end for the lens introduction. In order to compare with this Kase 200mm reflex lens, we hereby borrow another reflex lens, Minolta RF 250mm, which is known as the king of this type of lens as contrast. Minolta reflex lens, why it was known as the king in this type of lens? Because of its easy use of focus. The control of size and weight both are the pinnacle of work then and now. Even today, it is still sought after by many senior players, but this lens is no longer in production for now. In the market, the expensive price makes people hesitate as well. Because this type of lens in the market are uneven in quality. Some of them are too cheap with poor performance, some of them are too expensive. Therefore, reflex lens players become less and less, and donut effect in background is getting harder and harder to see. This is Kase choosing Minolta RF 250mm as a compare to launch the reflex lens 200mm f5.6. Struggle against with the king of reflex lens. How is the result? Let us see as below. First, we compare about the focal distance. Most of the reflex lenses in the market are 400mm, 500mm, even 900mm. Both Minolta and Kase choose an applicable scene and select reasonable 250mm and 200mm. For telephoto lens focal distance, 200mm is more common. We think that Kase considered for a wider scope of application. Let us see the difference of shooting between 200mm and 250mm. The only 50mm gap, but when shooting Kase reflex lens could be more comfortable in composition. If really need 250 in vision, just crop it, so easy. For current pop high pixel camera, crop pixel could be negligible. Below is a comparison of several different scenes. First, choose tree shadow as background. To compare the effect of both lenses, do not change any parameters when shooting. Could be fine, obviously Kase's image is clearer than Minolta's. The color looks more brightly and comfortable. The degree of color reproduction is amazing. Under the same color temperature, Minolta's color is yellowish. And the whole image is a little gray. Then the comparison about portrait is similar with the previous result. To be honest, Kase is more attractive in color performance. Especially in the skin color of model, it's more fair and beautiful. Go ahead to enlarge the image. There is not much difference between both images. We come by the river at sunset. There is glistening light from the water as described in the book. There is slightly difference in color performance between both lenses. What else would be different? We could find from two comparison images. Kase is much superior to Minolta in control of glare. Please see the reflection of water and the dark line of background. There is a noticeable glare in Minolta's image, which affect directly the dark part of image. Next, from the comparison image of portrait, we could see more clearly there is a noticeable glare on the place of water reflection which affect portrait image. But Kase's image with such a strong contrast of light and direct light in the lens still keep clean and clear. We come into a parking decorated with stars light. Here we suggest to bring with fill light and make a little upward adjustment when shooting. But F5.6, that is a big aperture for reflex lens, except for astronomical telescope, of course. Now let us compare it at night. Basically, both lenses are very similar in the flare test. But for Minolta 250mm, flare problems still exist, which affect the whole image quality very much. Both lenses are very similar in the portrait image test. The color performance of Kase Reflex lens 200mm is much better than the Minolta 250mm. Reduction degree is better as well. In general, the contrast of both sides is very close. Both have great sharpness. Okay, above are the overview comparison of both lenses. Now you must have a certain understanding about this Kase lens. After shooting with this lens, we feel it is so portable. I'm really not interested in the bulky reflex lens in the market. Both weight and size are so sick. Kase do a good job in this kind of control with aperture F5.6. It also makes a balance between image quality and size. Focal distance 200mm is easy to use, absolutely. I am not a landscape photographer, I prefer taking photos of portrait, so hundreds of focal distance is not suitable for me. Now let us talk about image quality. We could see from the image it is good as Minolta 250mm, even better, thanks to the coating technology of Kase. In the control of flare, Kase is better than Minolta 250. Image looks very comfortable, while ensuring the image quality, contrast ratio, and resolution of the lens. Kase's color reduction degree is better. After all, Kase started out as a filter manufacturer. They have their own advantage in optic industry. Okay, finally let us make a summary. Most of reflex lens products in the market have hundreds of focal distance, but the aperture is only f8 for picture quality, or waste thousands of dollars at price. That makes many players who love reflex lens have no way to start. Kase have launched Reflex filter in 2019, which quickly caused a sensation in the market. Soon demand exceeds supply. Although it is just a filter, the effect it makes will not be as beautiful and natural as reflex lens. Therefore, Kase decided to launch our expected high-cost performance reflex lens for camera.